Bro, I don't even know. What do I say? What are we here to talk about?
Well,
I feel like I carried the last conversation,
No,
so I'm
you
going to
did.
let you two
You did.
kind of
Well, how are you,
ask
Jude?
some questions.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
But
usually asleep.
if they're shit, Nick, I'm going to jump in.
All right.
100%.
I feel
They're
like you've got
ambiguous,
some good
weird
questions.
questions.
You want some good questions?
Some ambiguous weird
Yep.
ones.
Ambiguous questions.
Well, wait. I think what we should do is we should start with Jude's life and his early life and then how he found jiu-jitsu.
Fuck, I don't even know what
Education, I think. Where did you go to preschool?
preschool.
That's pretty early.
That's important.
Do you even remember where you
No,
went to
I've no
preschool? I wouldn't have a clue.
I went to preschool for like a year. I don't
What
think I was in
what was
preschool
Nick's
for very
preschool?
long.
Oh, Nick went to Downer Preschool. Camera. That is literally the name of it. I'm not even making that up.
That makes sense.
Which suburb, Jude? At least give us a
I
suburb.
grew up in Kenthurst, which is like near Dural, Castle Hill. It's a very nice
Forest
area.
area.
Yeah, it's real nice. It's like bush.
It is beautiful. I lived in Beecroft, which is down the road, sort of.
Sort of.
And it was, what do they call it?
Is that near Epping?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is near Epping. Yeah. The bushland suburb or whatever.
Bushland suburb. Is
Something
that
like
what
that.
It's referred to?
It's referred to as something like that.
What was your earliest interaction with martial arts or combat sports?
It was actually like super late. I didn't get into jiu-jitsu until I was like 18. Like I always thought it was pretty cringe. Like I was a little eshe. So I was like, I don't need to know how to fight. So I never really cared. I feel like that's just because I was a bit insecure too.
But you weren't fighting up until then, or you were fighting?
I was, but I wasn't good at it. Yeah.
So you're getting into fights out in the world.
Not like often. I wasn't like always looking for fights. I just feel like people I hung out with, like occasionally there would be a fight. But I was never good at it. I was a bit of a pussy.
Well, you said you were an eshe.
I was an eshe, but like most eshes are pussies anyways.
Would you roll people?
Yeah, I mean,
What would you steal when you rolled people?
fuck, it's easier to say what I didn't.
Loose change.
Loose change? Yeah, you used to do that. You'd open cars, see if they got change in there.
Yeah.
I used to break into cars when I was younger.
I feel like that's just like
So we
a,
have two coaches of the life of crime.
yeah.
I've never committed a criminal act except for being on my mobile phone in the car. What else? iPhones?
Nah, I think
What's the point then if you're just going to take change? You can find that.
I used to, I don't know if I can say this, so if we're going to cut this, if I
No,
can't.
go.
Whatever you want.
I used to steal like weed off weed dealers. Like that was the best one. Like you'd make a fake Snapchat, you'd message someone, and then
Right.
you and all your mates would pull up, and you just fucking.
That was far more intelligent than when I was. When I was,
I wasn't just.
people.
I had a little bit of a moral compass. I didn't just want to like. I didn't want to rob like just normal people.
You're a bit of a standover.
rob like a
You
single
only rob-
mother.
You rob drug dealers.
I don't think I ever
They're doing
robbed
the wrong
single
thing.
mothers, but like,
It's because I wanted the drugs. A little bit. I'm like the Robin Hood of
More like, I think you're more
13, 14-year-old
you weren't
shit.
giving the weed to the poor. You were
No,
giving it
we
to
were.
yourself.
No, we were. Me and all my mates would steal it, and then we'd
Oh,
go
you were
back.
the poor.
Yeah, we were the poor, and we'd go back to like our mate's house, and everyone smoked.
distributor.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're a bit like Chopper Reed.
Nah, he's scarier. I couldn't do it. He did that stuff by himself.
Yeah, but he stood over drug dealers.
I was just robbing like 14-year-olds, the same people in the street.
But you were probably
I
14.
feel like,
so.
what do you mean
I was 14.
14-year-olds? Like, I feel like I was playing Pokemon at 14 and video games. Like,
I think usually like you roll people around your age group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're rolling up...
We tried to roll a guy that was older than us,
Yeah.
and I tried to like pull a sledgehammer on him, and he grabbed the sledgehammer out of my hands and then started to hit me with it.
the handle end or the business end?
The business ending.
Right.
That was the most embarrassing
Take
moment of
any
my
injuries?
life. No, I just ran. I got hit
okay.
You
once.
were lucky,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, I was very lucky.
So having those experiences, when you go for a jiu-jitsu match, it's nothing to you. You're not nervous.
Scarier.
It's scarier.
It's way scarier.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't know. I wasn't thinking then. I'm thinking now. Like,
I feel like the stakes are higher back when you were 14 robbing drug dealers.
not really.
You're risking going
Yeah.
to jail, right?
Like, what if they pull out a...
Juvenile hall at the
We're in Australia. No one has guns. We'll be all right.
That's true. And then, so you're robbing drug dealers. Where did you go to school?
I went to a lot of schools. I went to my primary school, St. Madeline's, but I feel like that's not very important. High school, I went to Oak Hill College for like,
Did you finish?
no, not even
Get
close.
expelled?
Kind of. I went to Oak Hill College and
Yeah,
then
that's
I
really-
left. Kind of, not really actually. I was the one that wanted to leave because it was like a real fancy posh school. I sound like an idiot complaining about that. So I want,
Fancy posh school as well.
yeah, I wanted to go to a public school. So then I went to Galston High School.
Was that because of the clout? Like you didn't want to be seen as like,
No, I hated.
Would you even have like any like say in that, or where your parents wanted to put you?
My parents were real good. My parents would listen to me. Like,
Yeah.
I just hated Oak Hill. Like, everything's done on laptops. I was an idiot. Like, I did not know how to use a laptop, so I hated that.
Jude
Galston
doesn't
was
know how
like,
to write an invoice.
I actually do. I figured that out. I figured that out. It took me a while, but I figured that out. I
It
didn't.
used to be like, Jude, your name's not on the invoice. Oh, okay.
Does it
I
need
your
to
bank
be?
Account.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Well, they're very important details to have on an invoice.
Hey, well, I don't even need to write them anymore.
So you weren't a big fan of school.
Not at all. And then I went to Galston, and I thought that would fix things. But then I became like the cool kid, you know? And then I was just fucking up. And then I went to, well, not by choice. I went to a behavioral school called Pen and Parade, where they keep you there for like, I think it's 20 weeks.
Pen and
then
pray. What do you just write and pray there?
Pen and Parade.
Oh, pen and parade.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
And then if you go there for 20 weeks, it's like you're serving like a jail sentence in school. And then you come back
live
to your
there?
school. No, you don't live there.
Okay,
it's
you go
just
home
like
in the arvo.
you go home in the arvo.
Do they monitor what you do, like
When you're
make
there?
Sure that you're like your parents are picking you up, or
Yeah, that school was cooked. I went to school with like, this isn't me being racist, genuine on the list terrorists.
Okay.
Like actually on the terrorist list, had to be watched
Yeah.
at school.
Wow.
And then like they send you back to school. So I went back to Galston. And on my second day back, I had a broken hand because I punched like a bus stop. I had no idea why. But my hand was broken. And then there was this kid in school, me and this kid had been beefing. And we've been waiting those 20 weeks
what
to
were you
see.
beefing about?
No idea.
Okay.
But we were waiting those 20 weeks to see each other again. So the second day of school, Terry, I hope you don't mind me saying your name, we went at it. We went at it.
Continuing now.
No, the beef's not continuing now.
You guys friends now?
I don't even know if what
just
he's
find
doing.
him.
I'll find him.
Yeah.
Terry Johnson. Yeah. But
Better start training.
no. We
maybe
sorted it.
train
We sorted it in that moment.
Maybe you could train him.
I'll train him. Yeah, then we'll
So
do
you
it
had a
again.
broken hand when you had this fight with this.
Yeah, but it was a
other
weapon. I had a cast.
Yeah.
Oh, just
So we're in the middle of like the school. I don't even know what to call it, but I'm just beating this kid up. He actually rocked me. He hit me, and I got split up. I'd like to say I won.
Do you think it was like a 60-40? Like
Maybe he
was
won.
it
To be
close?
honest.
Okay.
Was that the moment you decide you need to learn how to fight?
No, much later.
Oh.
That was still very early
Like
on.
how old are you at this point?
15?
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you're saying your parents?
Wait, how old are you in like year 8?
Yeah, around 14,
Yeah,
15.
Yeah. I was in year 8 at that
so
time.
14, I'd say.
And then they kicked me out forever to Waratah Centre in Salopia. And that one's like the exact same, but you just can't leave. Like you don't go back to school. You stay at this like.
And did you finish year 12 there?
No, I left school maybe like the end of year 9.
Okay.
That's the same as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got kicked out. I got an AVO put out against me. Couldn't go back to school. They said,
Do we need context on that AVO? Sounds scary.
I bashed another kid and
Oh.
put an AVO out against me, so I got kicked out.
Glad
of
to
that
see you're
school.
both changed men now. Me
Yeah.
and Nick have never had an AVO put out.
Hey,
We finished school.
Why did I just get lumped in on the AVO?
Did you have an AVO?
Yeah. Against a man. I fought a man and he put the AVO.
But wait a second.
An AVO, that's dangerous. You gotta provide a lot and context.
I'm pretty sure
around
anyone
the
can
AVO.
like put an AVO out.
Yeah,
It's,
but
like, quite
when,
easy to
okay.
take.
when you hear an AVO, you automatically assume like man and woman.
Oh, really?
You don't? When I hear an AVO, I reckon that just
Maybe.
means
Well,
like
you-
domestic.
I'm not really.
I don't
into
think
the-
about AVOs too much.
Yeah, I was gonna
Neither,
say.
but when I heard that, it's just in my head. I was like, ooh,
So but you're a boy and a man put an AVO out against
yeah. No, it's just like a male.
a male.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this was
Yeah,
another.
this is a separate.
He's
issue.
saying he doesn't beat women.
Yeah. that's what-
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
well, mine wasn't. My one, just to.
We're not J- we're not J
Yes,
right
mine
now.
was not a woman. I bashed another kid in
Yeah.
year 9 and
Yeah.
they kicked
So
me
I
you-
didn't know
out.
kids could take out AVO.
No, it was his mum.
Their parents can do it on their behalf.
That's what happened.
It's interesting.
So I got asked to leave high school around year 9. What did you do once you left in year 9? Workforce?
I pursued a career of doing nothing and smoking cones, maybe up until 18.
I feel like we have a very similar early life.
For everyone listening, we're going to get to Jude's changed and reformed life.
But,
Yeah.
But from
The
that,
improvements
you
he's
found
made.
jiu-jitsu. So your career of doing
Bro,
Don't try and get to the
so
point.
much happened
Well,
before
don't try
I
and get to the
found
point too
jiu-jitsu.
quickly. Let's go through this.
We're going to dwell on the career of doing nothing.
Well, let's see. Okay, so
I was doing a lot.
finished
I just
his
didn't have a
school.
job.
Yeah.
We started at preschool. He's done a bit of crime.
Yeah, we're
Drug
covering
dealers.
ground
We're
here.
getting through it, and now he's finished high school.
That's when
It's
that's
not
when
like
the
you
crime career
going
really
from
picked up.
8 in the morning till 5 at night.
Yeah.
We're not having those time lapses.
But we'll, no. Nick makes a good point. Like we'll get to the jiu-jitsu in a second because I know a lot of people are interested in that.
Yeah.
And so are we. But so you finish school. Now what? You're doing nothing at home. You're punching billies. What are you doing for fun? Like what are you doing to pass the time apart from that? Like are you doing like?
I was
you're
doing a
obviously
lot.
getting-
That's when like, all right, I'm a reformed man now. I love my life, and I would never do any of these things again. But I was just doing the most ratchet shit possible.
Yep.
Like
So examples are dealing drugs.
to a petty extent.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't fucking Scarface. I'm not out here like I am the most successful person ever. I was a 16-year-old with a dream.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a rapper too at the
Okay.
time. I used to write raps in my phone.
Sometimes I sit in the car with you and we have to listen to Australian rap for an hour or whatever.
Yeah, or
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing.
if Cursor somehow hears this, just know. Please.
Yeah. And then, so you pursued a life of drug dealing and rap.
Did you do any rap battles?
No, I didn't know rap battles. I was too scared to actually rap.
Do you reckon
Like-
you're good?
No,
So if we put a beat on the soundboard,
I wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
I can't. It's terrible. It'd just be like, no, I don't know. I was going to try and rap just then. We're not going to do that. Yeah. The drug dealing was never very successful. I wasn't very good at that. I would kind of just do them myself. So-
It's just more so you were selling drugs.
But it was
so
like
you
to
could
my
get
mates.
drugs?
It was like to me and my mates. So I was never like,
Again, like I feel like we had very similar.
yeah,
lives.
like I wasn't
would do the
I
same
wouldn't
thing.
call myself a drug dealer.
Yeah.
But I just do it for my mates. So then we could
Also, so you would get cheaper weed. too,
yeah,
probably.
that too. That was the main. That was the main thing. I really started stealing a lot.
yeah.
I
A
was
lot
a-
of kids do that. You know, East Gardens has a massive problem just down the road. It's the Westfield when I worked there many years ago.
You worked at the Westfield?
Yeah, I worked at the Westfield.
Doing what?
Just glue store, like retail.
I thought
And
it was going to be
was-
security.
That
or
wasn't that
something.
long ago.
Yeah, it was a Christmas job. You know what I mean?
I remember you doing that with Jack.
Yeah, but that was 6 years ago,
Still, that's like
7 years ago. Like that's pretty long.
Were you training at the time?
Yeah, it was
And did you have to
white or blue belt.
Did
Yeah.
you use your training at all to prevent the shop?
Oh no,
They
you're
don't
not- You're not allowed
care.
to touch them.
They can't touch you.
Yeah, you're not allowed to
That's
touch
how
them.
I started a
I
business.
chased I chased one guy out once, but
But even then, you can't touch them.
People do
You
that.
just stand there. You
Stuff like
stand
that.
there. They can't do that.
stop, stop, come back.
Yeah.
no, but people do the most heinous shit. This woman had a fake baby, and like that was sleeping in like a pram, and had like what's the brand that everyone steals from a glue store? I feel like you would know. It's
Everything.
Henley's. Is it Henley's?
Henley's? Nah.
She went in
Henley's
there
was
with
trash.
like a fake baby
Yeah, it
in
was
a
in the-
stroller.
Yeah, and
pretty
put
smart.
all these clothes under the baby. Under
That
the
sounds like
stroller.
a career criminal.
And I
right
was
there.
like, oh, and
That's pretty good.
The thing started beeping as she went through the gates, and then I'm like, oh, I just need to check your pram, obviously. And she's like,
my baby's sleeping.
no, she just looks at me like in shock for a second, and I'm like looking at her, and there's just colors coming out from under the baby, and I'm like, there's obviously clothes there.
Did she look like an
And
addict?
she just grabbed all the clothes and threw them on the floor in front of me and walked out. Yeah, so she didn't like protest or.
You definitely ruined her day there.
Yeah, she was really pissed. Yeah, and I was like, fuck. And it was before Christmas, you know, so she would have been like, this is my Christmas.
Christmas
presents
shopping,
for
yeah,
my
presents.
kids. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Sorry, go on. You
I
stealing
used
shit?
to, yeah, but I used to, because I knew they're not allowed to touch you. Like, so I remember one of my like mates' older brothers told me, if you're underage and you steal, they can't touch you.
Yeah, right.
So I'd like go into places and steal shit, and then like if I would just walk out with it, like you'd take a rack out of David Jones, and me and my mates would just start walking
that
out
visible.
with it.
You
Very
just
visible.
walk out with a rack in your hand.
Oh,
What
we
does
had,
security do?
no, we had it down. We had it like down to like a system. We were, like me and my mate Alec at like not I don't know if it's West. It was at Castle Towers, and where David
I know
Jones
that.
is, where David
Yeah.
Jones is, there's like a lift right around.
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
corner.
know it. I know.
Oh, so you had your escape.
You had your
route
mate
ready
waiting
to
there,
go.
yeah, and then you grab the rack and you fucking gun it towards them because they had like no security. They didn't care, and then.
it takes you out to the parking lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes you up to the parking lot, then you got to gun it down the like
Yeah,
ramp,
okay.
and then you escape, and then we'd sell them. But But then we
How much
level.
you sell, like, let's say, like, what's a percentage sale on a stolen good? So say
It depends, but
let's
if
say you
it-
steal an Iron Williams $150.
You're not
jacket.
selling Iron Williams. No one's buying Iron Williams.
Stealing our.
I'm stealing Lacoste, Nautica, Polo. It was
let's-
all the lad
let's say you
brands.
get a,
lad
Nautica,
brands.
a Nautica, like
You get one of those old
Gore-Tex
Nautica
jacket.
Yeah, those ones. I used to steal those ones too.
They're like
They have,
$200, right?
Yeah, and the Tommy Hilfiger ones.
And how much do you sell them for?
I don't know if it's your mate. You put them on Snapchat. You post them.
Yeah, but like,
reply
what's the
back.
percentage loss? Like, is it like you sell them at $100 compared to $200 to $50 compared to $200?
I reckon if you got a $200 jumper, you're selling it for like 100.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
good.
you're making good money off that.
Yeah, but then I'd get caught all the time.
And what, police get involved?
Quite often they would kind of ignore the whole can't grab me thing and
Yeah.
just grab me anyways,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
no one cared. And I'd try and like be like, you're gonna get sued.
Yeah.
I didn't.
How times have changed. Because when I was stealing stuff, they would grab you.
Yeah.
Like, times have changed.
And
Like,
with your now reformed lives, do you think it's a good thing that they can grab you? Like, would you,
No, bro, it's a big corporation. Who cares? How
what
much
if
money are you
it's-
losing?
What if it's a small business?
Yeah, but I would never steal from a small
yeah, I don't think you
business.
steal
Okay.
from small
Re- you're-
businesses.
re-
but-
Me and Jude were talking about this the
Robin
other
Hood.
day. Like, we were like, it's crazy how some people come into jiu-jitsu gyms for like your class.
Oh, that drives me crazy.
Yeah, but I feel like it didn't used to drive you crazy. You've
No,
really
it did. I
realised,
just didn't know how to say something.
like, people come in, you wouldn't go into a shop and just take a Nautica jacket unless you're Jude, right?
Not
in his
current-
youth.
Oh,
In his youth.
yeah.
In his
Jude
youth.
In his youth.
Young Jude.
Or Chris in his youth. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for some reason, grown adults that have like full-time corporate jobs will walk in and just expect to train for free in a class if it's their first time in a gym.
Yeah, I
I
put
know
you
we
in
have the
such
free
an
trial
awkward
culture,
spot.
But like people that come regularly, they just won't pay. They'll just be like, oh, just sit on the mat. Some people are good. Some people come in and they'll be like, oh, can I buy a casual visit? And most of the time when people are like willing to, sorry.
I guess
most
it's
of-
like more so a physical thing that they feel like they're
Yeah.
working out with.
But, like,
I don't feel like you have that.
when Jude and I were
with
speaking
Yeah,
about
true.
this, we were like, what kind of makes people think, oh, I'm going to take your intellectual property and learn your class and think that it's worthless. I don't have to pay for that.
I hate looking at that because I feel like people don't look at it like that. Like what Chris just said, they're not leaving here with something. So then
They
they're
are.
like,
But they are.
They are.
they are, but they
like,
don't.
leaving with
Like you don't
something,
have a
but-
physical
yeah.
object in your hands that you're like, oh, I'm stealing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like
And it depends. Some people feel entitled. There's like a difference. Some people come in and they're just like, respectfully, a bit dumb, and they're just like, don't pay. And it's like, oh, what?
I
And then some people come in here with like an ego and they like expect not to pay.
yeah.
I reckon
But-
that one's worse.
You kind of know, like, when someone's like a good jiu-jitsu guy and they come in and they go, oh, can I pay for a class? And usually we'll be like, nah, don't worry about it. Like, like
We've had some really high level people come in off
yeah.
and pay.
Like, obviously, like
But you just got to offer. Like you always got to be willing to pay.
Gabriel Souza.
yeah, he came in. Gabriel Souza came in and he was like, can I buy a casual? And we're like, obviously, nah, don't. We're not going to make you pay, bro. Like, to
But it's the attempt.
But but there are other people, I'm not going to put names out, that are very famous that have come visited and they just walk straight through the door and jump on the mat. Nothing. And then you're just like, okay.
Do we all know who that
I
name
know
is
who-
except
I
you?
know who
He
he's
was-
talking
he was
about.
in your class.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, and you're just
Let's
like,
not like point to directly.
yeah. And you're just like, bro, like, you're not even saying hello. Like,
Yeah.
like, what makes you that entitled? Like, so it instantly puts me off those famous jiu-jitsu people. But anyway, back to Westfield.
Yeah, let's get back onto the track of
Yeah.
Raph just had to let that one out real quick. He was like, he's been bottling that up.
It's just because we spoke about it.
Hasn't been bottling- I hear a lot about it.
Yeah. Every week I'm like,
Now
this
let it be
fucking.
known. Now the people know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on to how you got into jiu-jitsu because I think that's where Nick is like
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah.
So after stealing, what pulls you into martial arts, as Nick asked?
So I was out of home for ages, and then like my best mate died, so I went back home, and my brother. There's like a bit of a jumbled timeline because
Yep.
I did a whole lot of nothing for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then my brother, we're in like the back room at my house. He's like, "Come here," and I tried to wrestle him, thinking I'm still a little eshe.
Is this
Like,
Toby?
yeah, Toby.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna bash him.
Was he doing jiu-jitsu at the
Yes,
time?
he was
Okay.
training jiu-jitsu. I think he'd done it for like 2 months, not even. Put me in a guillotine in our back room and just like ripped my head off. And I had no idea what was going on. And then he's like, I kept asking him, can I come? This dickhead, he's like, you got to run I think it's 4 kilometers every day for a week straight. So I did that in like my Rocky moment. I was listening to like, what's the David Goggins book?
I'm not too
Oh, you can't kill me or something.
Yeah, that one. You can't hurt
Something
me.
like that, yeah.
It's like I feel like, of course, you know that too. But like, can't hurt me. It's
Can't
a
hurt me.
book.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
And it was giving me this insane motivation. So I ran for a week straight, and I'm like, Sensei, I'm ready. Like, let's go. He's like, oh, you gotta do another week. So then I ran
This
for
is your brother. This is what Toby was saying to you.
Yeah, this
He
was
was telling you that you had to run.
I had to
before
run.
You could
No, because
go
I
back.
would never commit to anything at this point.
Right.
Like I would do something, then stop the week later.
But is he taking you to training?
Not yet.
But what I'm saying is that was like
That was. I didn't have a car at the time. I think I lost my license or
Okay,
something.
That makes sense.
And then because we lived out in the bush, so it was like you can't get public transport.
Right.
And yeah, he made me run for another week straight, and then finally he took me to a class. And I remember my first class, I got bashed by this chick so bad, and it was like the most humbling moment of my life. So then I did want to quit. Like I went home, I was like, I'm never coming back. Like this was.
We should just take a moment to
Oh, it
say,
actually deterred you.
Yeah, I was like, this is the gayest.
Bro,
thing
I
I've
got
ever done.
triangled by a chick, I think 3 times in one round. And I was like, I have to
know
get
this.
better at
Yeah,
this.
same with me.
That's like almost a canon event for most people.
Yeah.
So they
I
get
hated
bashed
it.
by like a really
I hated
small
it
dude.
too.
So it's kind of like we need girls in jiu-jitsu.
I see
Just to beat
Serena-
us up.
How many
I see
times-
Serena give that moment to so many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do see Serena give that moment to a lot of
Like how
people.
many times do you see like a bloke come in ready to train first time and then they just get towed up?
Yeah.
By Serena or something.
Well, we have to take a moment to fuck you, Toby, for creating this creature that just comes in and harasses me every day.
You didn't even understand what that man did to me up until I could finally submit him.
No, but like I see you and Toby, and I have students come in and be like, "Who's that? Like, you know, kind of blonde fella that like trains with Jude all the time?" And I'm like, "Oh, Toby." His brother's like, "Bro, Jude fucking hurts that man."
Of course, I'm putting. For a very long time it was the other way around. Toby we had a chalkboard at our house, and Toby every time he would submit me, he would write like a chalk thing there. The list was massive, and then all of a sudden,
I feel like this makes sense why you're so good at jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah.
he beat the shit out of me every single.
It's like the
day.
Meow Brothers. Having a brother is just insane. It's a secret
Yeah,
formula.
Toby's older than you, right?
Yeah, I would crash out on him sometimes.
Yeah.
He'd submit me, and I would just start punching.
But how?
If I remember one day he put me in a triangle and he armbarred me and I didn't tap. And then my arm like popped and I was like, you fucking idiot. I started wailing on him.
And
How's that
what?
chalkboard looking now?
What?
How's that chalkboard looking now?
Brother, he wiped the chalkboard off. He got rid of the chalkboard when it started coming back.
What's your relationship like with Toby now? Like, are you guys close?
Yeah, we've always been pretty close.
That's good.
Yeah.
You
I
like?
don't know.
Would you say he's like your best mate, like outside of
It's more
your
than
friendship?
that. Like he's my brother.
Yeah.
Like if you have a brother, you understand.
But yeah, but some people just like they're not friends with their brother. You know what I mean? Like,
I could not imagine anything sadder than not being really close with your brother.
Yeah.
Me and Toby come in here and like try and physically assault each other.
Yeah.
And then we're boys after.
yeah, that's
Toby's
cool.
actually really good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he is really good. Yeah, I think he's really good, and I think he's also a really nice
Really
person.
nice,
yeah, really nice person. Yeah,
And savage when you roll with him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So all around good human.
I gave him a big speech the other day. Toby hasn't submitted me in a long time. And I was like trying to keep it that way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're a gazelle. I'm the lion. I'm prancing around him. It's like 7 a.m. and I'm just shit talking.
What animal am I?
You're fuck, but don't even do
You're
that.
he's a borzoi. You know,
Oh, okay, bro. It's a dog, bro. He keeps telling me I look like
I used to call you. I used to call you
a ferret, a weasel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a weasel. A weasel works.
I don't want to be a fucking weasel.
Oh, well, I'm not going to call you a weasel. I think that's a little bit like harsh.
He said ferret, like a meerkat or something, because they're
A ferret
aggressive.
and a weasel are like the same thing.
They're similar, but I feel like calling someone a weasel is like pretty harsh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
but jiu-jitsu, you're a Weasley.
Yeah, thank you.
Slide in and out of positions and,
Yeah, all right.
you know.
You're a fucking armadillo or something.
All right.
Yeah.
Good defense?
Yeah, good
Oh,
defense.
cheers, mate.
I feel like you're like
Turn that into a positive, really fast.
I feel like you're like a Rottweiler. Like you can you can be dangerous, but also you can be dopey as
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
I would say Jude is a
Toby calls me, what is it? A badger.
Oh, yeah.
a honey badger.
Honey
Yeah.
badger. I'd say,
Hard
seen
to
that
kill.
photo of the chimpanzee with no hair?
Is that me?
Yeah. You think the hairless chimpanzee?
I actually saw a photo of you like with hair, like young Jude.
Yeah, young Jude looks cute, bro.
Did I have
actually-
hair when I started teaching here?
Yeah. I look,
Oh, no.
have
I
the
think it
raggy-
was going. No, it was going. No, because,
But I
I
remember when me and Raf used to train with Jude at Grappling Education back in, 2022?
Something like that, bro. It was before COVID. I
And-
think.
No, it was before.
Nah, I think it was after.
Bro.
Yeah.
Nah.
It
No, it
was
was before.
After COVID.
It was
No, 'cause-
before.
oh,
Because
2021
I didn't
was-
train at G
We
before
made,
COVID.
we
2021
made
we
this
started.
gym around October 2022, didn't we?
Yeah, it would have been
so
before that.
2021,
No.
2021 though, because when I moved
Yeah.
to Sydney.
Yeah.
So we started in 20, and I remember
Were you
training
fat?
with you.
Yeah, he was fat.
I
Yeah.
remember.
And you were skinny.
And you were tiny, Jude. Yeah.
Can we,
even
like,
then,
how
little
can we
dude.
somehow put a photo up? Like,
I'll put it up. I'll put it up on the video.
I'll send you a good one.
Yeah.
But even then, I think your jiu-jitsu style's changed a fair bit. You still liked attacking legs a lot. You were a bit more of a bowler player back in the day.
Everyone says that, but I don't even know if that's fully true.
No, you just tried to leg lock me all the time.
I do remember.
I bowled him and he
No, you
never
didn't.
was
That's
foul.
Aiden. That's Aiden. You keep mixing us up.
I was going to bring this up because Raf said that he used to have bolo battles with you and he'd get the better of you. In the
Yeah, I did. 100%, bro.
I had to bring this up on camera.
See, that's how you know you're reaching levels. People got to bring back 2022 bowling.
Sure.
Not even. Oh, I submitted him. He bowled.
Bro, the other day I bowled Jude right here. I fucking smashed.
Bro, you know what happened?
Was that the role that I was watching?
Look, yeah, I got hammered.
Delivering deep dickings to you. on that.
I got absolutely hammered.
You were probably
We had good rolls. We had.
Yeah, no, he actually would bash me. He would bash me.
We were both 60 kilos just trying to go at each other, but you were a white belt and I was a purple belt, I think.
I remember-
It just started. And I was like, who is this fucking
I
kid?
was 92 kilos.
Yeah.
And I was Jude's little Jude at the time.
I was in Jeremy's
And I'm like, I'm
classes.
gonna smash
What a
this.
throwback.
And he was,
Would you get on your heel?
yeah,
No,
Get
no.
on my leg.
Wait, you'd be nice to me. I remember that.
Yeah, I used to.
What, you wouldn't throw your weight around?
Oh, I'd throw my weight.
Bro, do you know who terrorized me? Was it Vess who used
Vess,
to come
yeah,
with you?
yeah.
I remember one day he came in when I was a white belt.
Shout out Vest. He's an animal.
Beat the shit out of me. I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this.
It's good we have that sort of, or some people have that over you because that's all they'll ever
I don't
have
think
now,
it's good.
That's
Ask maybe
all
how
right.
that went.
People digging back into
Yeah,
those memories
they're going
to get
back
through
deep
the
in time,
This man still has one.
Oh, yeah, Jeremy, I think Jude wants one back over you.
No, that sounds evil.
Can we fix that? That's like stuck and it's like off-centered on the
Oh, yeah, that's all right. Fuck it.
but
No, I
yeah.
don't think it's-
Maybe it's
Don't worry. Don't worry.
camera.
I thought you told me a story ages ago that you started because Seb took you to a gym as well.
No, that's why I came to grappling education.
Ah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seb
Uh,
introduced you to
Because he went to movement.
I was already at movement.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, I was just obsessed with jiu-jitsu at that point, so I wanted to do more. And then
That's where you started, was movement.
Yeah, and then I like grew up with Seb. We went to like the same house parties and stuff. Like we had heaps of mutuals. And I saw him on Instagram, so I just asked him if I could come. I used to do privates with him. I think he used to make me pay him like $30 to do a
Seb
private.
will charge you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to do it for free, but I was like, I'm actually like learning stuff off you. So I paid him, and then eventually he's just like, why don't you just do the classes instead? So then that's how I joined GE.
And that's where you got introduced to Jeremy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And your current coach, Keller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I've pretty much just been there since. Like I haven't really gone anywhere else other than here. Like I teach at heaps of other gyms, but I've always just been at GE.
Cool. Well, kind of just had a pause moment.
That's all right. I think it flows well in the like normal conversations have like pauses and likes and
I
arms.
feel like you can't freak.
Because I did that on the first podcast. I cut everything out.
Yeah.
And it just didn't sound right. Like it sounded like chopped and it
sounds
sounded edited.
unnatural.
Yeah. It's like if you listen to like I don't know, you guys obviously have I'm sure I've listened to Joe Rogan before and stuff. Like
The Charles and Owen podcast.
Oh, that one. Like
is
they
the
leave the
best.
pauses.
The best of the Charles and Owen.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Charles.
I've never
Owen O'Flanagan and Charles.
I know he's got.
I'll send you one. It's very funny.
Which Charles?
You can just tell how stoned Owen is half the time, and it's so
Is he
funny.
stoner?
Oh yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Natty apparently.
Really?
I don't know if I believe that.
I
I think for my own ego, I don't want to believe that.
He put on a
He's
lot
like
of size very quickly, from what I
Yeah, when he had that match with Jeremy.
because he fought at 66.
Yeah.
No
Him
way.
and Jeremy used to be in the same weight class. and they were-
Who's sorry, who are you talking about?
Owen O'Flanagan.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And then what is he now?
Nah, there's no way, bro. There's no way he could be natty.
He looks good.
He looks
actually.
Yeah.
Chad.
Good on him if he isn't, but fuck, I don't
That's
believe it.
wild.
Yeah.
But at what point did you like decide? All right, I want to do jiu-jitsu for a living. From going from your career of nothing to
I was
jiu-jitsu?
working in a nursery,
Yeah.
and
Bring the
shout
mic
out.
closer, Nick.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
No.
Shout out Lucas McLean, my boy. We would do nothing all day. We'd plant plants with these two Chinese men that spoke zero English, so it was just me and him. And then I was watching a video on my phone, like some Eddie Murphy video, and he's talking about like, oh, you only have this many summers left if you're lucky. And I had a little existential crisis, so I never came back to work. I didn't even quit. I just didn't come back.
Yeah.
And I just did jiu-jitsu every day.
Sometimes you need that, you know. I mean, I wouldn't have liked to be the business owner, but
They never messaged me.
imagine if Nick just didn't show up one day.
It was
It wasn't the two Asians that
No,
can
no,
speak
no, no,
English.
it
Right,
wasn't
right,
them.
right.
It was just like a nursery where you grow plants. And they never even messaged me, so I don't think they valued.
Do you know plants well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say,
I went to TAFE.
Favorite plant?
Favorite.
Apart from the ones you can consume.
Oh, apart from them,
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably azaleas.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's just because of the ones I worked with.
Okay.
But then had that existential crisis. Didn't quit. Left. Did jiu-jitsu ever since.
And then so in your first year, or in how many months from movement did you go to GE? And why did you go to GE and stay there exactly? What kind of made you switch?
It's just more. I don't know. It's just more aligned with my goals. Like
Okay.
movement. The 3 coaches there, they're great guys, great coaches. But it's like they're just running a business, and the competitive
So it's a bit more
side-
commercial.
Yeah, but it's like the competitive side didn't really matter as much to them.
Okay.
They still competed, but
Yeah.
I liked GE how it was like everyone was hungry and everyone
Yeah.
wanted to do it. Like
It was like
it was for a living, not just like
I feel like there was a lot of young guys.
Yeah,
kind of
that as
really
well.
wanted to succeed.
Yeah, that room when we were training there was huge.
Yeah.
So
They all had similar goals.
that was GE. At
Not to say it isn't good now. I'm just
Yeah,
I'm just
that
saying
was
like
definitely the peak of
But
GE.
Jude, Jeremy, Tito was there.
Yeah.
Seb was there.
Reece
Kyle-
Allen.
Reese was there. Kyle.
Kaya.
Nick Wiles, Finn's still
Finn
there.
was there.
Finn was there. Yeah. We're probably forgetting people. Apologize.
So many people.
Yeah.
Crusoe.
But I remember those rooms were just insane.
Hayden. as
Hayden,
well.
yeah.
Everyone rock up for a lunch session with Jeremy. The mats would be completely.
Yeah, there was like 50 people in those small, in like that small space. It was
Yeah.
cooked.
That was crazy. That doesn't happen now.
And
And
just
it was-
hard.
Yeah, Nem was there too. I remember.
Nico.
Yeah, Nico as well. Yeah.
A lot of these people are still there, but
Yeah. Crazy.
And it was always really fun. Like it was always like good chats.
Yeah.
Before and
GE's a
after
good
class.
vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's probably
And now they're upgraded to a new gym.
Yeah.
Really nice.
yeah. We got a
Yeah.
pit wall.
And you got more space now. You needed it.
Pit
way more
wall.
space. We have 2 mat spaces.
Yeah, that's really good. I think that's going to help like bring beginners in and stuff.
It doesn't feel
Beginners
real.
classes.
Like when you see what GE
Yeah.
used to look like, it was an old church and
Yeah.
it stank. It
Yeah.
smells so bad. And then now we're in like a new.
It's kind of cool though to
got a
see that.
pit.
Yeah, it's cool to see the progression though.
Yeah.
going from
But Kel's worked so hard on that. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually impressive.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's good.
absolutely.
I think you need that. And obviously, I think the question everyone wants to have an answer to is like you've done jiu-jitsu for a little while, but you've obviously progressed really fast.
How many years have you done jiu-jitsu?
I think
It always changes.
4 years now. I don't
Is
know.
it 4 years?
I think so. Like,
You and Baby Dave on the same sort of like timeline?
Yeah, like
yeah.
Success,
like you guys are very similar in that you progressed so much. And I even remember when we went to ADCC trials in Singapore with Nick. You remember you messaged Joseph and said I was coming, and so he trained with me a little bit at SG Squared. And he said to me that he thought you were the person in all of jiu-jitsu that had progressed the quickest.
I don't know how I feel when I hear stuff like that. I want to start standing up and being like, yeah, fucking am.
But I asked him, I was like, oh, like what do you reckon? Like who's gonna be good in Australia? And because we had a chat after, and he was like, yeah, Jude is like, for me, progressing really.
Did you
quickly.
compete at Singapore trials?
No, I had shoulder surgery. I was
Yeah.
out.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
But that's where you trained with.
I trained
Joseph.
with Nick. We went to a gym,
Yeah, I
and then
remember
Joseph and Kenta and stuff were training there. And then because Jude,
trained with you.
I don't really know.
didn't train with you?
Well, because they're in the same division.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think he knew who I was.
He was
I
actually,
around
he was
and
quite butthurt.
But because you had the hookup, you kind of told him I was coming, and then he's like, "Oh, you're Jude's friend," and then trained with me, did a few rounds, just beat the living shit out of me, and then we were just chatting afterwards, and he was like, "Oh man, Jude is going to be crazy good. Like he's getting crazy good," and I think like that has kind of come into fruition that you are getting very very good at jiu-jitsu.
Is ADCC the goal for you? Is that the main comp that you want to?
Dude, I don't even know what my goal is, to be honest.
Well, let's answer the first question. What do you attribute like that rapid
your success.
progression?
Honestly, having a brother. I just wanted to beat Toby.
Okay.
Like, that was it. And I was like just so motivated. And I was interested in it. Like I feel like if you're not interested in something, you're not gonna get good at something.
Yeah.
What is
Like-
it about jiu-jitsu that interests you?
It's just like you're solving a problem. Maybe I got a little bit of autism, but like I don't know, it's interesting solving like heaps of different problems and it's never like stale. Like, you never you can do the same move every single day, but you're getting different reactions. So it's like you're never doing the same shit too often, so it doesn't really get boring.
So do you like studying? Is that a big
I
part
hate studying, man.
Because
I was going to say, like, you
But-
and Dave are like complete polar opposites.
If I can touch that, I feel like you have changed massively, and that you do study now. Like you
Not
do,
really, man.
But you do
Like-
studying can come in different forms. Like I'm not saying you watch instructionals and watch matches, but
I've just started watching
but
instructions.
you pick a lot of people's brains and
Yeah,
like in
100%.
roles.
Like
Can I
when
say-
Joseph was here, I probably
noticed,
asked him
like,
a million
you
questions.
really like being on the mat, working through things on the mat.
Don't speak into the side if that's all right, Nick. Just because people can't. Yeah,
I'd love a little stand.
well, you're gonna get a stand. Sorry, you're gonna get a stand. I promise. I'm sorry you have to endure.
I might hold that back a little bit.
Yeah.
Build your forearms. a
Go
little bit.
ask that question again. Sorry to cut you off.
I forget what I said, but good on you.
How many times a day do you train?
Twice a day, but maybe I roll like once in like one session, then the session at night. I just
Just kind of chilling.
I like to teach stuff I'm working on because it makes it make sense.
Yeah.
Like, sounds stupid,
think that's
and maybe
important.
it is a bit of a bad.
No, but it helps like solidify what you're working on a little bit, and you understand it better when you teach it to other people.
Yeah.
100% like something to that.
But do you do more specific training rounds at night?
Man, I'm actually very lazy with my training. I just do rounds. Like, I hate doing position rounds. I'm not saying this is the right way to train.
No.
Like, I don't think it is. Like, I should definitely fix it up.
I don't think there's a right way. I think everyone.
I definitely think
finds
there
a
is.
Method.
I think
You reckon?
there should be like a staple amount of positionals you do that I'm not doing, that I should be doing, but I just roll.
But the way I think about it is, I look at you and Dave, and you both have total different approaches, and yet you're succeeding.
I think I wouldn't want to fully change my approach, but just add small parts of that in because then it would I don't see how it wouldn't benefit me.
Do you think that's accelerated your growth, adding those small things?
Yeah, a little bit, but I say I'm doing it, but I'll do it for like a month and then I'll just go back to doing only rounds. I like doing rounds, but it's like you pick someone and like you go against what they're best at. And then if you go with someone else, you do the opposite. Like if someone's really good at passing, like I want to like play guard against you. And then someone's really good at guard, I want to pass you. So it's like I feel like I am just rolling, but I have like goals in each role, like different things. And I get the most stuff from Instagram. Frederick Daniels, shout out. I train with him. I should just be asking him questions. But his Instagram, when I'm bored, I'll just like look at it and pick something and then just try and hit it.
That's
on
cool. Awesome.
I remember
Well,
Freddie used to
good job,
be at
Fred.
Old Gym.
Bro, Freddie's my favorite lesbian. I love that.
You were going so well. You were giving him such a good shout out, and then.
Why do you refer to him as
But
lesbian?
Because he wears his dangling ear. Like he wears his
I was just wondering. I needed context there.
But like, you might hate me saying this, so like, jump in and tell me to shut up. But I feel like the way that you're portrayed versus, let's use David as an example, because that's who we had on before, is like hard work versus talent. And I know you hate that I say you have talent because you don't, because you think you work
got
hard.
smashed in my first like 4 comps. I got smashed.
But listen to me. Do you feel like if you, because you just said it yourself, oh, there's things I can be doing better, there's things I can be working better on. Do you think that if you put your head down and worked the way that David works, you could be sensational, like you could be one of the greatest of all time?
For my ego, I'd like to believe that, but I think I would definitely get a lot better if I did do that.
Then what's stopping you from kind of pulling the trigger?
So lazy. I wish I just had someone that could be like, oi, do this, and that's it.
You feel like you need someone behind you to motivate you a little bit more?
Not someone to motivate me, but just give me shit to do. Like
Yeah,
I hate watching
direction.
stuff. I wish
Because
I
I-
could just have someone that watches stuff for me and then goes, all right, this is what you're
Wait,
lacking in. Fix it."
sorry to jump in because I was going to get you to talk, Nick, because I feel like I do that.
He'll give you permission to talk.
Nick might be upset that I say this, but Chris will agree with me that Nick was inherently lazy
Oh, no,
with
this
his
is true.
training.
This is true.
And I felt like I was that person that you're saying you need for Nick, like, and Chris as well, like, you need to come to training. You need to do this week you're working this. And I just put it in a plan for him and he didn't have to think about it. He just did it. And I feel like you've gotten better from that.
I was going to
So-
change subject anyway, so I do agree with that.
Yeah. I was going to say if you can touch on that a bit.
Or well, 100%. That helped me. Just being motivated to train by someone pretty much
Kicking you in the ass.
Like
Giving you
putting some
motivation.
professionalism into your life with
just-
your sport, like
making it so my job is to execute the training, not necessarily plan the training.
Yeah.
I don't have to think about, okay, I have to come in and work this, and this. Raf says, this is what you're working, especially in the lead up to fights. He's like, you're working this, this, and this. Nail this week. Next week we'll nail this, and then it's the fight. But with your training philosophy, like, what do you make of guys like Danaher, who, you know, not everyone loves Danaher, but he's widely.
I do.
Danaher's the biggest fan.
Do you like that really anatomical,
Nah.
detailed? Yeah, interesting.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
You're more like conceptual based.
Yeah, I also am just a bit slow. So when someone's explaining something to me, I don't want to hear like Japanese words and shit. Like,
But I don't think so. I think you're smart. Like, I think you think that you kind of
I
give
just
this
way
energy.
The way I learn is a lot
Yeah.
slower, and I just have to do it. Like if I try and learn something just with my brain,
Yeah.
it doesn't work. Like it just doesn't.
That Danaher
stick.
influence isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
Not
No, I agree. I think I'm like,
I also don't
I'm
really
more.
like it that much.
Yeah,
hands-on
100%. I actually like. I sounds like evil. But I've never really known Kit Dale until like CJI trials. So I like started looking at all this stuff. I like how he trains.
Yeah.
Like it's not the full, I guess it is full eco, but like there's a little bit of drilling, but more like,
Problem solving?
yeah, more problem solving and like you setting goals for yourself. So I like that philosophy.
Yeah.
Just pulling it back to what I was saying before about like the comparisons between you and David. Like, I think you are way more professional now than say a year and a half, 2 years ago.
That's also just because I'm growing up as well.
Yeah, like, well, that's what I was going to get to. Like, you are developing, and just like, so everyone knows, when you first started working here, because Jude coaches here twice a week, Friday and Sunday, there were problems. There weren't big problems.
I'd come here,
but they were like,
dead on class time.
yeah, or late, you know, or late.
Sometimes late.
Yeah, and we had chats, and then there was also like skipping cleaning and stuff like that. And I feel like we never have those issues with you anymore. Like, I rely on.
I actually look at it a lot more as a job now.
Yeah.
Like I live out of home. I gotta like, I gotta make money. So
Yeah.
like I actually view it a lot more as like a job and a lot more professional now.
Yeah. And I remember saying to you and sending you a message being like, you're on your last warning. Like, if you fuck up again, you're out. And then from that day, you locked in, and like, I feel like you're one of the most reliable now. Like, I can rely on you, and you jump in and you cover shifts and you help people, and like, you're always.
It's funny. You got a final warning. I've given this guy many final warnings.
Yeah, but Nick's like the furniture, bro. You just can't.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always going to back Nick, but we have our issues.
But just to finish that up, like, you like are now 100% locked in, and it shows because your classes are growing. You're getting better.
Yeah, that's been good.
Everyone I talk to that does your classes is like, I love the vibes, I love the music, I love the chillness.
The music,
It's like you were destined to teach Friday night, bro. You were destined to teach Friday night. You have to teach Friday night for the rest of your life
before they go out.
Yeah, they want to do your class before
and they want to hit the
because
class.
because they feel good when they finish
And
the
sometimes
class.
I see them that night.
Yeah, like Philippe.
Oh, that was the greatest moment of my life.
Yeah.
I'm at boiler room and then I see Philippe.
Yeah. But they feel good when they finish that class. And same with Sunday. You know, like Friday, I feel like they want to hit the weekend good. And Sunday, they're like, fuck, it's Monday. A lot of people going back to work.
Yeah.
And when they do your class, they're like, it's going to be good. Like, the week's going to be good. Like, I get a lot of people
My
tell me
Sunday
that.
class is half people with very dedicated lives, and then the other half is degenerates that just need to feel something the next day.
Yeah.
But I hear a lot about your classes. People go, I really like the way Jude emphasizes practicing the moves under resistance. He doesn't just emphasize he's going to teach you a million different details. He wants you to practice those moves.
I think that's what I mean. Maybe it's not me being dumb, but it's like, why
You're not dumb.
Why make something harder when it can just be simple?
Yeah.
Like, you're just moving your body. Just
Yeah.
fucking just
That's a good way to look at it.
do it.
Yeah. I think I
So many
overcomplicate.
people just
so.
sit there and they're like, but I can't remember what to do. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just try and do it. And then if it doesn't work, we'll fix it. Just at least try a few times.
Can you see yourself owning a gym?
One day, definitely. One day.
That's a good question.
A very long time though. I don't
Maybe in Japan.
Maybe, yeah, we spoke about that. That'd be sick. Imagine that, opening a gym in Japan.
That would be cool. I've heard it's hard to get a commercial lease there, though. You really have to know people. Someone can probably.
So I think
I reckon we could
Attest to this?
We could somehow get in with some.
Maybe that's Korea that I'm
the
thinking
Japanese
of.
people like us, me and Jude.
It might be Korea that I'm thinking of. It might not be Japan.
Yeah, we got Tomo.
Shout out Tomo.
Using
Yeah.
it. I love that, man. It's
Yeah.
so shady.
Yeah.
He won't be able to. I don't think he'll be listening.
You know, he wants to do.
He can't. I'll be talking to Tomo and I'm giving him like the rundown. And I'm like, did you understand that? And he goes,
Yeah, yeah.
but he does. So Tomo is one of our clients. We're gonna.
Yeah.
We can.
don't, bro. He's not
He's
a
one.
client.
Yeah, he's not a client, bro. He's one of our boys, dude. You can't say
and
that.
he's a high level Japanese wrestler.
So humble.
And when he
too.
first came in, he didn't have that much of an idea about jiu-jitsu, and the progress he's made in the
It's phenomenal.
it's great.
I
Yeah.
saw him do a heel hook the other day.
Oh,
yeah.
I lost my mind. I was like,
If he learns that, we're done.
Yeah, he comes up to me the other day. He's like, Rafa,
That's not.
I made a joke.
he's like, I want to do
Pearl Harbor.
ADCC trials.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I was like, that's revenge for Pearl Harbor, and then he just started cracking on.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. But he's like, I want to do ADCC, and I'm like,
Japanese people in general,
hectic.
Interesting to train with. They don't like tapping.
They hate tapping.
They hate being swept. Hate being on their back. And they.
oh, I feel like he's quite playful though. Like
Tom
he'll let you
He's
work.
playful, but then when you try and strangle him, it's like you're putting down a
Yeah.
pit
Fight
bull.
it to the
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to kill that man.
yeah.
We had some funny interactions overseas.
With
trials with the
Japanese people.
contingent.
Yeah,
Very
they're
funny.
great. Yeah, they're great people. They're always
They
happy.
drink a lot.
Yep, and they will let their knees pop
Yeah.
the day before trials.
Yeah.
Lovely.
They don't care.
Yeah.
So do the Russians. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Where
yeah.
were we?
That was Bangkok. So me and Jude were at the same gym in
And I was
Bangkok,
dying.
just training before trials. And Jude was.
We
on
didn't
it.
even plan to be there together.
Nah,
You water cut it with
With Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Coke Zero.
I will-
Yeah, Jude did a 3-liter water cut
my
with Coca-Cola Zero.
If you've ever seen the
Jeremy sent me a
Zero
personal
water.
message and was like, "Hey, like,
Yeah,
this
he-
might be a terrible idea."
he didn't look good. If you've ever seen the photo of SpongeBob when he's got all the moisture,
Yeah, yeah. Him and Patrick just sitting
Yeah.
on the
Bro.
on the
that's
fucking.
what Jude looked like. But,
Because I went from 89 to 77.
but Jude started wrong with this Russian fella, and if you've trained with Jude, you know, like you felt his leg attacks. And I'm watching this round, and I see Jude put this guy in a deep ankle lock. I think it became an Aoki lock.
Yes.
And you just hear pop, 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 pop. And Jude's looking at the guy like, you gonna tap?
And in this strong Russian accent, he's like, "Keep going." And I'm like, "Oh, like, all right."
training room.
Yeah, it was literally 3
Was he
days.
doing trials?
No,
No,
he's
he
Russian.
wasn't.
Oh, right.
But
But
You made it sound like he was competing. and he didn't give a fuck.
bro,
he was in
nah,
a deep attack.
He just did not care about his feet.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Shout out that guy.
Shout out that guy.
I don't remember much in Thailand.
I bet.
It's just
So
I also remember in Thailand, I was walking down a random street in Phuket. By myself.
random street. in
Random
Phuket.
street.
it was a pretty tame street.
Yeah, it was a tame street. I just look in a window across the road and I just see Jude standing up, getting tattooed.
Oh, lovely.
I love you,
30
Jude. I don't.
minutes- 30 minutes before I had to get a plane.
That's right.
And
Then no money for the Uber.
I was enjoying Thailand. Bro,
I don't know
had
how
no
you
money for
live
the
like
Uber.
that, bro. I don't know how you live like that. Like,
Bro, I was locked out of like my other banking account, and I was like, oh, like I got money in Commonwealth.
is this when you asked me, "Can I get an advance?"
I think that was another time. I
I gave it to him. I gave it to him. I know you were good for it.
Yeah, I got savings now. We're more
go.
responsible
Yeah.
now.
Financial.
But at the time, I was not. And it was 30 minutes before I had to get on a plane to go back to Australia. My phone was like 2%, about to die, no money. I see Nick across the street. I'm like, bro, please, just order me. I think it took me months to pay you back. I forgot about it. Because you sent me a message and I'm like,
I
oh,
was
can you
worried
send me
about
that
it. I
money?
had some of the boys you were with were messaging me being like, "Where's Jude?"
Bro,
I
was in that like taxi thing, and I'm like, boss, you gotta go. I was like, you gotta go. I'll give you extra.
Was it a
money.
tuk-tuk?
I didn't- Nah,
No,
it was just a car. I told him I'll give you extra money. I didn't have.
Get you to the airport.
Yeah, I didn't have money, so I was just like,
made it.
I was lying to him. He was speeding, and by then I'm like, so.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a bit of your competition success.
It's not much of it, to be honest. I haven't really
Well,
competed.
I don't know.
What was that London Open most recent?
Yeah,
Yeah.
London Open's
And you beat a world champion.
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah.
Brown belt world champion?
Yeah.
I think it's purple.
Purple.
I think he's won purple belt worlds in the gi, and then
Okay.
brown belt Euros. So
Nice.
Yeah, that's
That's a confidence.
I gassed so unbelievably hard in that match.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Worst thing in my
Are you gonna work your conditioning? Because I feel like that's your weak point is your conditioning.
In my head,
If I was gonna game
get
plan
really
against
good
you-
at passing and mount,
Yeah.
I just don't need good cardio.
Okay.
Like, if
Look, I'm not sure I
holding
entirely agree. But if I had to pin someone up against you, I would say they have to fatigue you somehow. They have to survive the onslaught of the first 4 minutes of leg attacks from you.
Yeah, but
and
then
if
I'll
once
just
you can get
turn
through
away for
that,
2 minutes.
Yeah.
sorry.
If I'm winning for 4 minutes, that last 2
Well,
minutes. I'll
from
do
what
it.
I understand, this guy could not defend your leg attacks, but he
Yeah,
didn't
but
tap
I
them.
couldn't submit him.
But he was broken.
Only on no, I popped him twice on
Yeah.
an inside and then an outside heel.
Just as like a quick detour, we'll get back to your comp stuff, but as a leg attacker primarily, how many people do you run into that don't want to tap? And how do you
in
address that?
comps,
In comps, yeah.
just break it.
But
Like,
then okay, you break it and then what? Do you change
Depends
it?
how bad you break it.
They're not
Yeah.
breaking?
If
'Cause
like with
just-
him,
yeah.
I broke it, but then he escaped as I was breaking it.
Yeah.
So it's not like I could actually hold him there and break it.
Where was this in the fight?
This was
Early
wow.
stage or late stage?
So I caught him very fast on an outside heel hook, and in my head, I'm like, oh, you're done. So I just sent it, and he had ankle tape on, so I was like, yeah, you're done.
Got the good foot.
Yeah, I got the good one.
Yeah.
So then I started ripping on that thing, and it was popping like crazy, but it was only his ankle. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
get my legs high enough to his hips where I could like actually
off it?
break his knee. But then I broke his ankle, and then I caught him again, and then the same thing. I just couldn't. He was so good at moving that I just couldn't get my legs into place fast enough. By the time I was like breaking him, it was just his heel. But yeah, he was good, bro. He was actually very good. He reminds me of. Have you ever trained with William Bunn?
No.
Yeah, they just opened their own gym as well. I can't remember
William
what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will and John. I think it's called Control. But it just reminds me
Movement
of
and
him,
control
like, he's-
sounds similar.
I think that's why they did it.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, he was a gi guy, so that almost felt embarrassing that I couldn't heel hook him.
But you did pop him.
I did,
Yeah.
but I didn't like. I feel like just like fixing that problem of someone not tapping is just having a better heel.
How did you win that fight?
Advantages.
Advantages.
True IBJJF fashion.
Lovely.
I
But then you
won.
got a submission in the next fight.
Yeah, Kanabasami, the dude you versed that.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I've never in my life even practiced cannabis. It wasn't really a Kanabasami.
It's from
Yeah, because you can't do leg scissors at
Yes, you
IBJJF.
can.
At brown and black now? You can't.
Can you? I'm pretty sure you can't.
Well, I didn't get DQ'd.
Did you jump it?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mid-air just went, "Meh," and just jumped it.
No, you
But
can't leg scissors.
He had like a single leg like across his body.
Yeah.
So when
You
you
sure it wasn't a Victor roll of some sort?
Yeah.
I'll just show you. It was not a Victor roll at all. Okay. I like jumped. I
I
guess.
guess we can put it on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put it on the screen. Sorry, I can't remember his name. I think it was Jack. He mentioned you after. Actually, before we competed.
Yeah, because we both beat him.
Bro,
it's pretty
before
fun.
we competed.
This
he came
poor
up to
cunt
me.
keeps losing to guys from Australia.
Is that the first guy you fought?
Yeah, and then
Keeps getting leg locked by people from Australia.
411.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
He's from Ireland. He's a good
Like,
lad.
what's fucking with 411?
But I actually really liked that guy. He was lovely.
He's a really nice guy.
You can show me after if you
I'll
want.
show
I'll
you
put it on the
after. I
screen.
don't
Yeah.
know where the
Put it up on
videos
the
have
screen.
gone.
But
But,
it's funny, like people are very scared of your leg attacks, and it's funny watching you in like your last super fight, for example. You could tell the dude was just petrified of getting
Keeping his
caught.
legs backwards.
Just,
Yeah.
just walked with his head forward.
Yeah.
You know? And
Oh, was that Sandro in Grapple Mania? Yeah.
another great competitor.
Yeah.
But obviously a bit.
I saw you run on, and then I was like trying to find a way to see you clearly, and then
And it
I
was
just
done.
see you with the triangle, and I'm like, "Fuck! I didn't even see."
Bro,
this.
I actually didn't. I was working that exact, me and Mark were watching his, like all his matches. Whenever people reach for his legs, he just like collar ties people and sprawls out really hard. So I just knew he was going to do that, and it felt like I was playing a video game. Like he just did the exact thing we've been training all week, and then I just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's the worst style for you as a leg locker to come up against?
Joseph Chen.
So someone who's good at passing.
Someone good at passing and that is not scared to be entangled. If you're scared to be entangled, I get like a confidence boost. It's
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm going to finish you.
Yeah.
I actually saw him and Dave train here when Joseph was
I'd be
here.
very interested to see that.
Yeah, and
It was close.
they were
match.
having some great battles.
Yeah.
and yeah, Joseph doesn't look worried when he's in leg.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I don't think.
very calm.
But the thing with David is,
Anywhere.
Yeah.
He's pretty confident.
thing with David is he's not scared to be in legs either.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
so
Oh,
I would
I like
love
both
to see
ways.
you and David go at it one day, but it's obviously the weight difference is just the only issue. Because he said I'll do it at 75, and I know everyone's but it's like
I don't even
I've spoken to George
make
about it.
75.
Yeah, and George is like, I don't know if Jude won't make that. You know what I
could
mean?
try, but I think I'd die.
What's the lowest you've competed at?
77. That was the biggest
trials,
fight I'd ever
yeah.
done.
But maybe over a period of time, if you knew that match was coming up, would you slowly cut to that? Like do that
Thing is,
fight?
bro,
Because Dave's keen, George is keen, everyone's keen. Would
I
you-
accidentally got very lean. So I'm walking around at like 84 lean.
I don't think. he can
yeah.
make that.
Nah, I don't think you'd make that then.
Like,
That's like
Maybe-
9 kilos,
maybe
bro.
Pre-enhanced dude.
pre-enhanced Jude could easily make that.
Yeah.
Very enhanced dude was walking around at 60.
Yeah, pre-enhanced Jude would have been underweight.
Plus, he had a beautiful hairline.
I actually didn't. That is a common
really?
misconception. My hair was already going before. It
No
just,
way.
I swear to God. I had like a fringe to cover my...
Do you think his hair was going?
It definitely
When?
You had
Your
done
hairline, you have like a
younger?
widow's peak.
I've always
No,
had-
I don't think so. You had like luscious hair,
It's
bro.
on my head. I think
You had
know.
luscious hair, bro.
No,
I had luscious.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, as soon as
hair.
as soon as you started putting needles in your bum, it all fell
Don't
out.
put them in my bum. That hurts too much.
Okay.
Okay.
What happened with your
Left
hair?
shoulder,
You know,
right shoulder.
What happened to your hair?
right.
Yeah, mine's thinning.
You're thinning, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you should shave it off too.
If we're talking about hairlines, Nick,
Do it.
Show us yours. Show the camera yours.
Just own it. Show me.
No, I won't.
You gotta
Show you off camera.
just do it.
No.
I think you should be confident.
No, I'm fine.
Why is your hair sweaty?
My hair's sweaty?
Yeah.
Because I train.
Can you just do it, please? Yeah, acting like you got a crazy hairline.
I don't, it's normal.
This is what I was saying. Nick probably should stay away from the enhancements.
Are we still gonna
process?
do? Are we still gonna do natty and not?
Yeah.
Oh, we have
We
to.
should. I think we
yeah.
should.
Can
we
you
have a-
speak about the idea behind natty and not?
Should we bring it? Yeah, I mean, let us know if you'd in the comments if you'd like to see this. Get back to us.
All 3 comments.
Little vlog series called Natty or Not, following the journeys of me and Jude.
Yeah.
Because we're both brown belts now.
Both
We
of
fight
you would
the
just
same way.
forget the camera, never bring anything,
Yeah.
forget the SD card.
Neither of us could run it. That's
Yeah.
I know. We need.
Rafa
We
never
need
done it.
someone.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I've got enough shit to do.
Catchy title though, Natty and
Natty and not.
Natty
yeah.
or Not. Yeah.
I feel like you're both floating around that sort of area because you're around the same weights.
Yeah.
Fight around the same weights of title that's subversion.
Yeah. Well, let's talk
There's
about that.
there's no doubt, and I've said this before, that you and Nick are going to come up against each other somewhere because you are similar weights.
We're in the same weight, and
We could.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I wouldn't. I would never be like a super fight. Obviously.
no,
Honestly,
I wouldn't
wouldn't-
take a super fight against you either.
That'd be silly.
I wouldn't want to see it, but like,
well, it's been
anytime-
offered. Like Nick has been offered you many times,
Bro,
but in every time
Mania offered me it.
I
Yes,
don't
you
get
have.
any fights. You get offered the fights.
Okay, well, you know what I mean. Like, I've been messaged by a few promoters being like, Jude and Nick, and I'm like, oh, they just, I don't know if they'll do it.
We're boys.
Like,
I mean,
I wouldn't
here's
do
the thing. Here's
I think they would only do it
I
if
think taking
you.
a super fight against your friend, your boy,
That's
is,
weird.
is a bad thing to do because it doesn't have to be done.
Yeah.
Tournament, obviously, you come up against someone that you know.
Tournament's different.
It's completely
Yeah.
different. Gordon fought Gary.
Yeah.
You fought Jeremy.
But that just
weight
yeah,
was
that just
Gordon?
happened.
But it's like they had to.
They had to fight.
Yeah, you had to
In
face
tournaments,
each
you have to
other.
fight, and that's-
It was sad that you and Jeremy had to fight. It was sad.
It was
Jeremy
because
ripped my fucking leg off.
that was
Yeah.
another actually win we have in common. The guy you beat before Jeremy. I beat him at the last trials.
Why do we always verse the
I
same
don't know.
people?
I don't
well,
know.
you're in the same weight.
Yeah, we're in the
division,
same
so
weight.
it's like you'll come across those same people.
Yeah.
But who's the person that's like standing in both your ways
Well,
to get that
I'll
belt?
answer for Jude. It's Joao Marco is the current title holder for
Well, the
Subversion.
person standing in the way isn't João Marco.
No.
Apparently, his coach said no because I'm a brown belt. But I think if you have the title, that's a bit of a cop out. Like you got to take the matches people want to see. No disrespect.
I would like to see that match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
Joao's
Joao's really good.
really nice guy.
Yeah, and I think he's really good at
he's
knowing when to pull the trigger, like on his
I think
passing.
I really love his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
think
and
he's
so
amazing.
I think it would just it's like what people want to see, you know, like everyone wants to see you fight.
I think if it was up to him, I think he'd take the match. I don't see why he wouldn't. Like,
Yeah.
I remember the first time we saw him in Australia. It was
Yeah.
at that tournament.
Yeah.
and I didn't.
Then
know
you
he-
came third out,
I came
right?
third.
Yeah.
He came first, and I remember watching him compete. Was just like he just smashed everyone.
very
And
Brazilian,
great
you know,
pass.
like knows
passing,
when
good
to
pass.
like
great
like
control.
Yeah, I was gonna say like very Brazilian style, like knows when to hip switch and like explodes
And-
into that.
and
Yeah.
at Subversion, he does extremely well.
Yeah.
I
I'd love
remember
to
you
see that
coming
match.
back
with you.
to. I remember you coming back to training and say, "Oh man, you should have seen this guy's passing, Chris. It was just unbelievable."
He's got a gym in Manly.
Yeah,
SJJ Manly.
yeah, runs SJJ mainly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, he
but
owns it?
I'm not sure what
He definitely- I mean, it's-
what the
yeah.
business profile is of
He's
SJJ
definitely-
Manly, but
yeah.
you know, like he's
Souza was like his main coach.
I don't know. They trained together at ZR team or something in
I
Brazil.
know I do.
But anyway, yeah, I want to see.
I want to see that.
There's a lot of people I want to see you fight, but I feel like a lot of people are scared to take fights with you at the moment.
As well, I get that they don't really have a reason to yet. Like,
Yeah.
I got to win bigger things before people want
Yeah.
to take them. Like, I want the match with Siraj as well. He said he'd do it if the money's right.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting my own money up.
Well, I agree. Like, if someone's like a well recognized black belt and they have to fight a purple or a brown belt, there has to be money involved because, like,
Yeah,
you know,
that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's
But
not like he's saying no.
If you got, if someone, let's just say you got given your black belt in 6 months from now, not saying that's going to happen, what would change in 6 months? You know, now that you're
Nothing would change.
So
Literally
it's a bit of a
nothing
cop
would
out.
change.
I do think that's
Yeah.
using the belt as a
I think
Excuse.
like you're definitely like an up and comer. Everyone wants to see you fight. I think it's like we're getting past that now. No one sees you as like this blue belt that's on a tear that may make it. Everyone's like, okay, it's just a matter of time and who's going to take that fight. You know what I
Like
mean?
you look at like ADCC, like you can come across anyone at any belt level.
You have trials when
You
it's
know
all
what
blue
I mean?
belts.
Yeah.
I think you really trials is going to be that thing for you that breakthrough moment for sure.
I think
I think
so.
I will do
Not to put pressure on you,
I
but
think I will do 77 again.
Yeah.
if I can make it.
Yeah.
I might do a little trial cut and see
Yeah.
if I
I
feel
think that's best.
Yeah.
like I'll do a super fight at 78 or something.
Yeah.
Would you ever think about going up, not just to 88, but even
I would think
higher?
about going up to under 99.
Yeah.
Like
Whether
I'd
you
either do
start to
under
get, like-
77 or under 99 would
Yeah.
be where I'd want to do it.
What do you make of what's that guy from Atos who did under or over 99 at 85? He was weighing 85 kilos.
Michael Perez.
Yeah.
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 That's impressive.
He's been around a long time.
He
Yeah,
does
he's
over
great.
99.
He did over 99 and he
Yeah,
won it. He
he
won
won it.
trials. And
But
a
then
lot
he
of
got
people
What
said
trials was that?
that was East Coast or West Coast?
Yeah, but then you saw him versus Josh Saunders and it was like the
Yeah.
size was very
It was too much.
apparent.
It was too much for him. But it was cool that he was able to
Yeah, right.
conquer
about that,
trials
actually.
at that weight.
Yeah.
I think it showed that the technique does drop off a little bit after a certain.
Of course it does,
Weight
but that's
class.
just like lack of mobility
Yeah.
and
It
like
would be
lack of
scary at
flexibility.
under 99.
If I could keep my flexibility, if I could keep the
Yeah,
flexibility,
you are very
then
flexible.
Yeah.
that would be
Get his little octopus
Do you
legs
think
that
that would be
suck
easier to
my
do,
neck
like,
in
going up to
somehow.
that sort of weight.
100% it would if you're carrying more mass.
Why would you want to
Yeah,
put more weight
like,
on? Though? Why not just?
I've gotten less flexible from
Yeah.
like
yeah.
as well. I don't know, a confidence thing. I wouldn't want to do like a high weight class and be so underweight.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how people do that. It's just like I don't know how mentally that doesn't get to you.
Well, you might be slightly underweight if we get you on that Street X Invitational.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We might
When's
fight
that
each
come out
other.
with?
Yeah,
I saw you
you-
put a message.
July 5th. I've been hammering poor Dan,
That'd be
FaceTiming him, messaging.
Regardless of whoever gets in that tournament, it'll be a great tournament.
That's gonna be great
Where's
fun.
that being held?
I don't know
In
if I'm
Perth.
allowed to say
yeah.
that I'm invited
You're
to
on
that.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
for sure you'd be. Yeah,
I already.
yeah. I'm pretty sure you'll. Well, I don't know. I think you'll be on. I don't want to.
Well, Charlie.
Hopefully you
said-
get on. I want to go to Perth. I have to go back to Perth. My father's buried in Perth.
There you go.
I haven't
Yeah.
visited his
There you go.
grave
Yeah,
for a
that's a
long time.
pretty good reason to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been in so long to Perth.
I've never been to.
I remember being at Perth when I was 17. It was the first time I met my father's family. And I was standing outside of an Italian restaurant and I had a cigarette in my mouth. And a young Aboriginal fella came walking past and plucked the cigarette out of my mouth and took a drag and said, "Thanks, brah," and tried to give me back the cigarette and said, "Mate, that's all yours."
Yeah, right.
Yours. And I went
That's
back into the
aura.
restaurant.
If you walk up to someone and you just,
Yeah,
that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, young Chris might have reacted poorly to that situation. But
I
obviously-
was in an area that I didn't know, and I probably
You
wasn't-
never ever fight the Corys.
Yeah,
ever.
I don't think
that
it
is
would've
like
been a
a
wise
staple
idea.
rule. You never fight a Cory.
yeah. Well, that's awesome that you're gonna be on it. I can't wait to watch that. You know, like that'll be sick.
Yeah.
Seeing that. July 5th. What is that? Is that a Saturday?
I think I'll do it. $5,000. It's pretty
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
a
say no to winning $5,000.
Have they invited you to this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
hectic.
Charlie did. Do you know Charlie?
Charlie Bahati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know he was born in Africa.
No way.
Swear to God.
Yeah, he's a
I don't know if
legend.
lying.
He's really funny.
He might be lying to me.
We chat a lot on Instagram. And he's really
He
funny.
came to GE yesterday and he's like filming. It's almost like he's Spaniard of Australian Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah.
Like he's going around to, you know, how Spaniard goes around to like different shops and shit and like sees how they are.
I think he
That's
was
what
telling me
doing.
about this.
Yeah, he's doing that.
Doing a
with-
vlog series?
Yeah, he
Oh,
did
cool.
it yesterday. It was actually sick.
Is he dropping
And
the
he'll
videos
roll like he'll go to your gym and he'll roll like a blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt.
Oh,
And then
nice.
That's it. Like that's the whole video.
And he's releasing these videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
Not yet, or
No, I don't know. I think it'll be on YouTube. I don't know where else it'll be.
that sounds like a sick idea.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
I think the video he did yesterday will be hilarious. He put one of our purple belts to sleep.
Oh, really?
What's his
He's good?
level?
Charlie's good. Oh,
What
the
is he?
purple belt.
He's a purple belt, yeah.
No, I don't actually have no
Oh,
idea.
okay. Where does he train?
Charlie,
Yeah.
SWA.
Okay.
I think he trained somewhere else before, but I have no idea. I just know he's from SWA. He talks Arab too, so it makes sense. Like he's indoctrinated.
Cool.
But that video will be hilarious. He put a meal to sleep in a side control guillotine. Like this guy was on the right side to escape,
He just squeezed.
doing everything perfect, just went to sleep.
Nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Did he roll with you?
He did, but I got a hole in my head, so I had to
True.
abandon the round
Yeah,
halfway
we were
through
talking
to have a
about that the other
shower.
morning.
On
How did
injury.
that happen?
Yeah, wait, just on injuries. What's the worst injury you've had in jiu-jitsu?
Surely your shoulder that I had to put back in 3 times.
Twice. Yeah.
Twice, whatever.
Reduced your shoulder in between rounds.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then
I
fought Josh
Josh Saunders was the first match.
You were
of my
framing against
absolute.
him, right?
I was trying to like kiss the dragon invert underneath, so I took like a
Cross
lap
lap?
frame.
Yeah.
And then he's a big boy, but I think my arm just wasn't in a smart position anyways. And then as he kind of sprawled on it, so I couldn't invert underneath, my shoulder just went like all
Out.
the way behind my head and just popped out. and then Josh put it back in.
Nice.
Like, that was hilarious. He's looking at me, and I'm like, no, don't do it. And he's
Saunders put it back in.
In the match.
yeah, in
The match. The timer didn't stop.
No, we stopped.
Yeah.
Right. And then the ref was like, you've been submitted. I'm like, boss, I can't get up. Like, just let me sit here, please.
Yeah.
And then Josh put it back in. And then
Was Josh good at reducing shoulders? Better than Raf?
I didn't see it happen.
it went in a lot easier when Josh did it because I was like laying on the ground. It had only happened once. And he's like, he played footy his entire life.
Yeah,
so
that's
feel
what I was
like you
wondering.
know how to pop a shoulder and if you play footy.
Yeah.
And then I did my division, started toe holding this dude.
Oh, I remember
like,
that.
I was pushing my own arm like that, and then I popped my own shoulder out trying to toe hold someone. I finished it somehow,
Nice.
but
Did you roll out of bounds with that toe hold?
yeah, but I was just ripping it. So
And then I remember you came off, and then Jeremy comes running over, and he's like, "Oh, we need you to put Jude's shoulder back in." And I'm
Did
like,
anyone try to reduce it before Raf got onto it?
yes,
Who?
I don't know his name.
I don't know. I know Keller was trying as well.
I love Keller. Keller's like, I love that man. I got a lot of love in him from my heart. But he tried to put my shoulder back in, and he was just like, brother, no.
Anyway, so I sat you down and like, put your elbow down to your ribs, and then started externally rotating the fist, and
Anyway,
and it popped back in.
That led to a surgery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was when I looked at the MRI,
I don't know if I fully tore my labrum, but I definitely.
that was a bad
You had
MRI.
that too.
No, I didn't tear my labrum. I tore my teres minor.
Yeah. How'd you
But-
tear your labrum?
I blacked out drunk and got into a fight and woke up with my shoulder out of its socket.
Was there attempted heel hook potentially on the
There
street?
was an attempted heel hook on the street. That's why it popped out.
Don't pull guard on the street.
Yeah.
ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
that's a
Definitely
terrible
don't do
idea. You're gonna get your head jumped on.
I ended up on his leg, and apparently my friends pulled us apart through the process. So
That's not good. They should have let you finish it.
Yeah. If you didn't, tap,
And then separate.
that's not fair on the other guy. He's got tap too.
Well, he's going to be, thinking he's got good heel
I
hook
feel like it
defense
was
now.
like karma that I popped my shoulder out and I didn't pop his knee. So
Yeah.
Fuck, we're degenerates. Eh?
popped my shoulder out
All
to
the
my
stories,
cartwheel.
like, sorry.
I feel like me and Jude are probably the degenerates in
Yeah,
this.
my stories aren't near this cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, someone
I
beat
cheated on a math test once, and I thought it was exhilarating.
Someone beeped at me on the way driving here.
Sorry.
Someone beeped at me on the way.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I had some Lebanese guy. He was in like a Merc, and he was beeping me at this like green light. I wasn't going because the person in front of me wasn't going. I swear on everything this is a true story. This sounds so fake. But this Lebo dude is like beeping. So I pull my finger up. I'm like, bro, we can't move. This guy like goes around two cars, parks in front of me, gets out of his car and throws a water bottle at me. And I'm like, all right.
I would shit myself. But I'm sorry.
I was like, he was walking up to my car. I freaked out, bro. I was like, if I stay in here, I'm just going to get like punched to death. So I got out, and then he's just like, you're lucky, and then got in his car. But that was.
Were you bigger than him?
He was on a lot of gear.
Oh, he
bro.
was a big boy.
Massive.
Yeah.
I kind of shattered. I kind of forgot that I like do this as a career.
How long ago was this?
Like a month ago.
A
Wasn't it
month
long
ago, dude.
Bro, I shattered. I was a bit embarrassed after.
But you know what? Good job. You didn't have to fight him.
All right.
Fight him.
I've just got a message from Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie's telling me, tell Jude he's in and tell Bilton he's in too. Just wait till tomorrow. It'll be official, but I said he should be in.
Let's go.
Are
So
you allowed to put this?
I just
Well,
tell him.
this might be-
I just told him I'm saying it on the potty, Charlie.
Yeah, yeah.
This won't be released until a few days.
Oh, no, it should be out. Yeah, today or tomorrow. Yeah. So
Cool.
Sick.
That's fun. That'll be a fun comp.
That might be where you see us verse.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I was just talking about you two versing.
Yeah.
Mashallah, maybe it will come alive.
We don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that, but
That'd suck. I'd feel like
Do you feel like you should
just be
give
awesome.
some product placement for Zins?
Bro,
credit any
Zin,
of-
if you guys want to change my life, which you are very, very capable of doing,
how so?
just send me Zins. I'm not asking for $1 million. I'm
Would
not
you
asking.
get a tattoo of
I will
Zin
get a
on you?
Zin packet wherever the fuck you want, other than my head.
I'm surprised you don't have a tattoo like that on you.
It's a really good idea now that you've said it.
Yeah, I knew.
I'll
You
get
know,
like,
nicotine's a nootropic. It has many benefits that you could potentially.
but I don't use it for
use
that.
in jiu-jitsu. Oh, you just love it?
I love head spin.
Hey, Gucci, Dan just put a list out 28 minutes ago, and you're on it, Nick. So
Cool.
Nick and Jude are on it. So
Wow.
Why
that'll
does
be
everyone think that's how you spell my last name?
Is it with a
E
double
at
N?
the end.
no
Oh,
it's with the E on the end.
That's
yeah,
just my Instagram. I
Right,
know why
right.
people do that.
Yeah, so that'll be great.
Fun, yeah.
That'll be a good trip. Well, we will have to get someone to teach on Friday and all go over on Saturday, and maybe we'll have to shut the gym on Saturday if we all go over, but we'll figure something out. Yeah. Maybe Hendo can run the kids' classes on Saturday. Poor bloke.
Trial by fire.
Yeah.
He still loves the kids. He
Yeah.
doesn't quite know how torturous it can be.
Yeah.
When you're on your own.
Teaching kids, they are easy.
I love the kids too. Let me say that.
Do you love kids?
I love the kids.
I have enjoyed teaching them more recently.
Oh,
What about
I
when
love
you
it,
did a
but-
backflip in front of all the kids?
Oh, bro.
yeah.
I got Jude to help me with the kids' class, and they still talk about you,
Yeah.
brother. That was like a year and a half ago.
That was bad.
Yeah, Moon.
Our kids program hasn't recovered from that.
Yeah, like,
Now I'll be teaching the toddlers class. And
We
be like,
can't live up to
where's
that.
the backflip, Nick.
yeah, they're all like, do a backflip, do a backflip. I'm like, I can't. And then Moon will be like, Jude can do a backflip.
Yeah.
I gotta come in and just bust a backflip.
Yeah.
I'll tell him if
Yeah.
you're good, Jude will do a backflip.
Yeah,
Didn't you
so-
nearly buckle your knee doing a backflip after one of your
That- no, I was-
Grapplemania
yeah.
wins?
After Grapplemania with Raul Lobo, I like submitted him, and then I went to do a backflip, and I landed on like the inside of my foot, so my knee like
Nice.
internally rotated, and my ankle. He was already ripping on my foot. It was kind of cooked.
Nice.
But then when I landed like that, it like popped my.
And this is the first
I
time.
remember you telling me that.
It's not my first time I've done a backflip, but it's one of the first times in a very, very long time. Like I could do them when I was a kid,
Okay.
and then I just lost all confidence in the backflip.
Oh, that makes me feel better. Because when I saw the footage of you doing the backflip in front of the toddlers, I was like, this is the first time this dude's done a backflip. He just did it.
It's the first time in
Yeah.
many, many, many years.
Yeah, they love that. They got real hyped.
Hey, a shared talent that you have. You used to ride scooters, didn't you?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. You are good at
I didn't even
scooters.
bring that up, but like I feel like
I had a
that's a
little-
good. Moody's like
I had a
good on
little
scooters too.
I had a little scooter sponsorship. I used to make scooter videos.
Oh,
I wish I
nice.
didn't delete them all. I got embarrassed when I was a little eshe and deleted them all.
You should have a scooter off with Declan.
Yeah.
That
I
would be
reckon I'd cook
sick.
him. I'd cook
You
him on
reckon?
the scooter.
Wasn't Declan like
He's big now.
sponsored too?
I don't know.
But
But he looked
maybe
good.
We gotta have like a.
We should go to the Bondi. You know the Bondi Bowl?
We gotta
Yeah.
have like a game. Do you know what a game of scoot is?
No.
You play like a game where you try and go like band for band. Like you do a trick and then they got to do the trick. If they don't do it, you get an F.
Oh, it's like horse.
yeah, it's like horse.
Yeah.
That's
I wonder
it.
how
I like how
Declan moves. Like, moves on a
Yes, bro. We should do that.
I'm calling out Declan.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna message him. Would you fund the scooters if we get good scooters for this?
fun.
Bro, I'll bring my own.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think they get
I think
custom
Declan's
scooters.
got to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a
all
scooter
right.
somewhere at one
They
of
don't
his
want your
houses.
I actually don't have a scooter. I'll have to buy one off market.
I was gonna get one of those 3-wheel ones that the kids come
Bro, I
on
used
for
to-
Jude.
I like those ones.
I used to
like those
spend
ones. They
so
can't carry
much
my weight
money
anymore.
on
Though. I have to stop
scooters.
running.
Sorry, what are you saying,
I used to
Jude?
spend so much money on scooters.
Yeah. No, that would be so funny. We should definitely do that video. We'll get Charlie to edit it.
Did you ever do any like sports like that, Nick? Skateboard.
I was a big surfer skater
So
for
I
a while.
tried to, when over the first COVID 2020, I tried to learn how to surf, and I was, I built it like
Did you get up on the
That was
board?
Big Nick.
That was Big Nick, yeah. So
You're using a Malibu.
yeah, it was. Funnily enough,
Were you sinking?
Malibu,
high,
but,
high
like,
volume, but
Yeah.
I like restored an old surfer, which is like a real fun project. But then I was like, this is too hard. I'm gonna start skimboarding. So I bought a
Skimboarding's
skimboard.
fun, bro.
Anyway.
Skimboarding, the thing where you put it on the sand.
Yeah. So I bought a skimboard. I would go to the beach. I'd throw my skimboard around. And I was like,
You look like someone that was.
and then I
skimboarding.
came off and I snapped my ankle.
What?
And I was lying in the surf for about 30 minutes. No one was helping me, just getting the waves washing over my face. I was lying. My ankle was just like a balloon, just lying there. Like my cousin was in the way. He was surfing at the time, so he wasn't helping me. No one was helping me.
He wasn't helping
I
me.
find the skimboard. I like hobble to the beach, and then I haven't been surfing
I
or
have like
skimboarding
this
since.
view of you like digging the nose in and just going face first.
No, so what it was, one foot went on the skimboard, one foot went on the sand. The foot on the skimboard shot off. So I healed myself. I just healed myself.
You know, so many people like have bad injuries, especially the wrists. Like they break their wrists. Yeah, because they fall on the fucking hard sand.
My dad's house hasn't come out since.
Can we get a skimboard return video?
Well, I'll come back. Yeah, let's do it.
There's so many content ideas here.
I just mangle myself.
Let's not do it before.
Can we go?
Can we
go?
Yeah.
Tournament?
Can we go
Do it at
back
Christmas.
to the same place you did too? Like
Yeah.
you conquering a trauma.
Oh, I reckon, you know what?
You go
That would
back
help.
there and you
That would help.
How
skimboard
about
on
we
that
go down
spot.
to Bondi?
And he breaks his ankle.
Yeah, with Declan.
Him on the skimboard.
Yeah.
But I wanted to surf because I thought surfing is like a very good adjacent activity, culture-wise, to jiu-jitsu. Yeah, the Brazos do it. I was always seeing videos like Bushesha with the
I feel like
surfboard.
bouldering's overtaking surfing now.
That's true, actually. So many people bouldering.
That's proof of how autistic our sport's
Yeah,
getting.
it's just lame.
We've gone from cool Brazilian surfer chads to
Yeah.
let me climb rocks.
And I was told a story back when we were at Gracie about Hoyler going surfing at Maroubra.
Oh yes,
I
yeah. He
was-
beat up
I've
some
just heard
bra
many
boy. or
stories
something.
about, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's sick. He can surf, and he's a black belt.
I
Yeah.
don't think he actually got into a fight.
No, you're right. Yeah, he like the whole beach came down or something.
He didn't actually get into the fight, but I think
Someone warned him.
someone came down.
Someone cut him off.
Jimmy came down and literally told the young fella that was like going to start a fight with Hoyler who he actually was.
Yeah.
And this prevented it actually
Yeah.
going down.
Yeah.
Jimmy
But
Olsen
I remember thinking
prevented it.
it's good vibes.
Didn't
to
he get
surf.
killed? Who's the bra boy? Have you not watched the bra boy movie?
I've seen the documentary. Yeah.
Who's the guy that got killed?
About Kobe's brother.
Yeah.
Kobe's brother.
I don't know.
How did he?
They still
How did he get killed?
The Brabo. I
He
don't
got
know.
murdered.
I can't.
I only recently watched that Brabo documentary.
Sav's in it in the car.
Shout out Sav.
It's funny, yeah.
No,
and Evan's in it too, getting interviewed,
Black
and he
belt.
looks
Oh,
like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's black belt. I can't find his phone number.
But it's funny.
So-
Are the Bra Boys still a
surfing and
thing?
jiu-jitsu in Australia,
Yeah.
in the Australian jiu-jitsu scene, it has a very deep link to the surf culture in Sydney.
Yeah.
because
absolutely.
right, you can
Because it started at Maroubra, right?
started in Coogee.
Coogee Maroubra, yeah, that's right.
I think the surf club down in Maroubra is where it started.
yeah.
So they were training jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I didn't even know this.
Yeah,
Now the main pastime for jiu-jitsu people is conspiracy theories.
yeah.
Nah, I have moved away from conspiracy theories. My brain
congratulations.
was getting too like full of shit.
You
Like,
fell down the rabbit hole,
I fell down the rabbit hole too hard. I had
and
to
it was
pull
What
back.
reckon it
rabbit
was-
holes? I'm interested.
Yeah.
There was a lot of aliens and pyramids for. A
Oh,
long
right,
time.
right.
Oh, those ones are cool. I like those ones.
Those ones
Yeah,
are
but then you go
Let's-
too deep
let-
into it and you hear Terrence Howard talking
Yeah.
about like.
Can I bring one up that I was going to bring up
Is
with
it light?
Chris?
I don't want to bring up anything too hot.
No, no,
Go.
no.
No.
It's
No,
that.
right.
Do you know?
This is-
Do you know Stanley Kubrick? Because you know how they say that he directed the moon landing.
Well, we have a T-shirt coming out.
Yes, yes. Well, this is why I brought it up.
Yeah.
But I heard a thing that apparently one of the reasons it came up is that Stanley Kubrick, when he directed
Space Odyssey?
Space Odyssey, got lenses for the film. He only filmed with candlelight, and the reason he was able to do that is because he had NASA lenses, like the lenses that NASA use. And so apparently, the way it goes, like Chris will disagree with me. I don't think the moon landing's fake, but like apparently they rehearsed the moon landing because at the height of the Cold War, they were like, it was a massive flex to be fucking on the moon before Russia. So they rehearsed like what they were going to do. And it is true. Like this is 100% true apparently that Stanley Kubrick is the one that directed the rehearsal of the moon landing with the NASA lenses.
Well-
and so that's why they think, well, you'll expand on this in a second, but that's why they think that the moon landing was faked and that
Is that where
Stanley...
those videos come from where it's like, look at this wire connected to the.
I'm not sure, but like that's why a lot of people think it's fake as well, or it's like it goes into it because they actually have footage of a fake moon landing where they rehearsed it. And now Chris
Well,
is
no,
going to
no.
take it.
I think that's the whole story, that Stanley Kubrick was the one that helped NASA fake the footage.
But is that true about the lenses?
I haven't actually.
Apparently that's
I
true.
haven't actually heard about this. But
Oh, okay, okay.
I just feel like you saying that also gives more weight to the idea
Yeah.
that that conspiracy has a lot of weight behind
Because a lot of people are like, how did he get the lenses?
Well, and
You
also
know?
he died like
Yeah.
in very suspicious circumstances after he made.
Oh, did he? I
Eyes
didn't even know
Wide
that.
Shut.
Yeah, okay.
He also brought out that movie Eyes Wide
How'd he
Shut
die?
about
Great movie.
elite sort of like
Was it a
sex
suicide?
orgies.
Was it a drowning /
I'm not
suicide?
too sure how he passed away, but I think they were suspicious.
Is that light enough as a conspiracy? Like we
Very
can talk
light,
about that.
super light. Great conspiracy theory.
What's the one about the guy that I don't know if he made a movie or something or who he was, but it was about like the crack epidemic in America and how like the CIA was funding it.
Oh, that's true. 100%
Yeah, and the guy
I've never even heard of this.
committed suicide
Yeah.
by shooting himself
twice in the back of the head. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the CIA
Who's that guy?
flooded Black America with drugs to
But
keep
that's
them
proven.
in-
That's like fully proven.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
I didn't know about this.
Why did
Bro,
why
go
did-
watch Snowfall.
Oh yeah, I've heard of
Greatest
this
show
movie.
I've ever
Do we know
watched in my
any
life.
any jiu-jitsu conspiracy theories?
Oh.
I know one.
What?
I don't know if it's true or not. It's a conspiracy theory.
Bro, there's a lot
That
of
the reason the Hillocks have been banned
Oh, I have heard this. I have heard this.
because there was a different family in Brazil who also were taught jiu-jitsu, and they were good at Hillocks.
Yes.
They were using them against the Gracies.
Yes, I heard this.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
Jiu-jitsu
big.
along-
This
No,
is
I
like-
read this.
briefly
I
heard
read this in one of those old jujitsu books at the library.
Family.
I could be wrong. I believe it was the Fada family.
I'm
FA.
descendants of them.
Yeah.
I'm a-
That's your lineage, eh? Yeah. I could be wrong.
You look very white.
Yeah, you're descending Germany somehow, brother. Like, Did you tell us your grandma was a Nazi or something like
No,
that?
she wasn't a Nazi. Fuck.
That's good.
We have grown up our entire life thinking we are like Aryan blood German, like
Yeah.
as German as it gets. I don't know if we were Nazis or whatever our history was, or if we were a part of it, or we were German. It changes all the time. We were German Jews, and then we escaped, and then we were in the army, and then escaped to Australia.
Hectic.
We got my ancestry back. None of this is true.
Okay.
I am
Who
2%.
did the ancestry check? Your mum?
No,
Me,
the-
I did
Oh,
like the
you did
DNA.
it.
Oh, right.
thing, Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Have you done one where you put the saliva? You should
My
do
sister
one.
did one.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm
Then all your
2%
data goes to China.
Yeah, right. So it was
goes
all,
to Ireland.
No, but like the Chinese own ancestry now.
So it was
it's
all
like
made up.
they get all your
It was
data.
all
It
made
was all made up. I don't know where it came from.
Data.
So
Data.
what did you?
I don't
come
know if
back
this
with?
is just
What were
me
your genetics?
mixing so many stories together. I am as white as it gets, just British, Welsh, Irish, Scottish, and then 2% German.
Good stock.
Good stock. I'm like,
Not the most explosive. But
bro, but I can't say that.
Yours?
yeah. So
are
I'm.
you?
Wasn't there like Neanderthal in
Yeah,
it?
my dad. I think my
we
dad
can
is.
tell with that.
He has Homo sapien in it.
My dad is. I think 2% Neanderthal, which makes me 1%.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
What do you mean? How can you be a percentage Neanderthal?
you just can't. There was into.
So you're actually retarded.
No.
You're a Neanderthal.
1%.
But so
No, because you know that jiu-jitsu giant guy, Dan, what's his name? Manis. I don't know how to say his name.
Manis.
Big Dan?
Yeah, he's like a heavy percentage Neanderthal, and he like looks it.
this is
He did an
This
ancestry
is the
thing.
thing, yeah, because it proves that there was like interbreeding between humans and Neanderthals.
Yeah.
So back in your time, like way
What
down the
time?
line,
Well,
down
yeah.
the line of your lineage,
Someone
someone,
got
was
freaky.
getting freaky with a Neanderthal.
Which is, good.
I'd get it if it's like a Neanderthal guy and a human woman, like it's Beauty and the Beast. But imagine you're like a Chad and you got a Neanderthal girl.
He might have been thinking.
Imagine that. Imagine you go on a date with a girl. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm 30% Neanderthal."
I'd be like, well,
No.
our kids are going to be good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you mean breaking rocks?
Good at bash and shit.
And they were stronger than
But
humans.
what is being a Neanderthal? That's something.
I don't know. You can be like a percentage of.
Yeah, apparently Nick is right. Like I've heard this that they do tests.
Is Rob a Neanderthal?
Rob who?
Big Rob.
Big Rob.
No, he'd be like pure. I reckon he's like Scandinavian, like
Viking.
Viking genes.
Viking.
Yeah.
Because if anyone is a Neanderthal in terms of like size, that is him.
No,
That's
Neanderthals.
true.
They were small.
And Rob's natty.
No.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They were
he's
small.
natty.
Rob is the
Neanderthals were
biggest-
small. They were short and stocky and
Oh.
giant. Yeah.
I thought.
Imagine if
Neanderthals
Rob
were
got
like
on
you.
steroids.
No, they weren't that big.
Bro, Rob needs to do steroids.
Yeah,
I've been
bro,
telling him that for the longest time.
It would be.
I don't think. I think he's quite strong.
No, but imagine if he did.
But it would just be such a big human if he did.
so does Karim.
Oh yeah, Karim's huge.
Karim.
These are all people that do.
Oh, I trained with Karim last night. He gave me
Same.
fucking such a hard time.
Bro, tell
It's so
Karim to
big.
come to my classes. I miss Karim.
Okay, he's been away. He's
Me
been.
and Jude coached Karim when he won his first tournament. This
That
is
was gangster.
one of our white belts, and he's jacked.
He's
been
blue
called-
belt now.
He's blue belt now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was.
Jacked is an under.
But the reason he
He
doesn't.
was being so nice to his opponents.
Yeah.
I know. And I'm like, you just got to rip it. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then his next.
But the reason he hasn't been training is because he plays footy for East,
Yeah.
and then he's been getting injured.
Yeah.
There, yeah.
In
I didn't know
training
you-
or
I didn't
in
know you
footy?
still
Yeah,
played footy.
he split his lip.
Yeah.
He's got stitches there. If you look now, he told me last night.
Oh,
And
in
then-
footy?
In footy, yeah. And then he got hit in the back of the head or something, and he got
Funny. You
concussed.
get these
or
guys who are
something.
just beasts.
Yeah.
And also very nice people.
Yeah.
It's very common in
Karim
jiu-jitsu.
is like a gentle giant.
Yeah. Super.
Yeah,
Great
no,
to train with.
he is nice. So.
Yeah. Got to go lift.
Are we wrapping this up?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it was good to have you on.
Thanks,
today.
Jude.
Yeah, it was good chats.
I think that was a good podcast.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
That's good.
It didn't even really felt like we did podcasts. for
Yeah,
us.
just chatting. Well, that's better. Like when it
Yeah, I feel like that's
rolls
why I
off
could
like
never-
that.
I could never do something like this with people I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be so awkward.
Yeah, I mean, unless they got good questions to ask.
I
But
think
That's
you're
true.
comfortable in this setting.
Yeah.
Right?
anyone you want to shout out?
Not really.
What about you, coach?
Oh, grappling education. I got heaps. Grappling education, Hurstville Martial Arts, the Grappling Lab, and then Academy 411.
Why did we come
My
last?
beautiful partner. Miranda.
Why are we last? I'm joking. All right, cool. Well, bye everyone. Thank
Bye.
you. Good work.
Zin
We'll
sponsor me.
see you next time.